Hello, hello! Welcome back to another O2GT video. In today's video, we are going to be ranking Nottingham Forest home shirts. So I've started at 1950 and we're going all the way up to the current season of 22-23, and I'm going to put all these lovely Forest shirts into a tier list from which I think looks the best to the worst. As you can see, we've got S to F here. So yeah, let's just jump into it and rank some Forest shirts, because there's some corkers in here. I also do want to state these will purely be based on aesthetics. I will try not to have any personal feelings like towards players or anything attached to these shirts, just purely off how I think they look. So we're going to start at the oldest shirt, a pretty good shirt, and that is the 1950-51 Forest shirt. It looks pretty good. I'm a fan of it. I quite like the design. I think it looks very nice. Very old school logo on there. Very cool. And I also like the little neck design detail as well. They're like the pull strings, as well as a lovely collar, as we know. I love a collar. Regardless, I think this is a very nice shirt. Obviously, very different to the ones we get nowadays, and we'll see that as these shirts progress. Their style changes quite a bit. But this is a very decent shirt, a very good first shirt to have. Obviously, it wasn't our very first shirt, as we were founded in the 1860s. But info on those shirts is very rare. So we're just going to go with this one. Slap bang in the middle, C tier. Well, almost the middle. It's a C tier shirt, I think. It's nice, but the quality of it, I think, lets it down somewhat. And then we jump about 26 years into the future with the 76-77 shirt. Now this one is quite nice, and also quite a big departure from the shirt we just looked at. I quite like it as well. It's got lovely stripe designs on the collar and on the cuffs, which I'm a fan of, and there's more design in general on the shirt. I think it's very nice. It's also got the use of the badge we've come to know and love as Forest fans. I think it's a very lovely badge. Yeah, I'm going to put this in C tier. In B tier, sorry. Very solid shirt design. Obviously quite old at the moment. I think it's placed on a bin in this photo, which is kind of strange. Lovely shirt nonetheless. And then move on to the 77-81 shirt. Now this is beautiful. Made by Adidas. A very classic Forest shirt in long sleeve. I still wish they produced our shirts in long sleeve, but we just haven't had a long sleeve shirt in a very long time. It's kind of sad. This is still quite a nice shirt. Still very simple. Being a late 70s, 80s shirt, it would be quite simple. But you know what? It still looks quite nice. Probably not as nice as the previous one, the 76-77 shirt, but this one is still very nice. It's better than the 50s Forest shirt, so I'm going to put it the top of C tier at the moment. I think it's very nice. And this one is even better. I'm a fan of the pinstripe design we've had on some of our Forest shirts. This one especially looks lovely. Yeah, there's not really much I can say about it, because it's just a very nice, very clean looking shirt. I'm a huge fan. The big white collar really works well with this shirt, along with the thick white Adidas stripes and then the white cuffs on the sleeves as well. Lovely shirt. We've got our first A tier, ladies and gentlemen. That is beautiful. Anyway, this is the 84-86 shirt, again by Adidas, but this one's absolutely amazing. We've got these lovely like red design on the shirt, a nice centralized crest, which I'm a big fan of myself. The Adidas logos on the sleeve as well is a very nice design touch. It doesn't ruin the shirt by having it above or under the Forest logo. I think it's a very nice design. Still got the three stripes on the top bits here, but they actually stop before they get to the sleeves. And yeah, I'm just a huge fan of the shirt. Definitely one I'd love to own in the future. It's my first S tier because it is phenomenal. And then move on to the 86-88 shirt. This is our first Umbro shirt, and I think Umbro have designed some banger kits. I mean, I'm wearing one right now. This is a lovely shirt. I am a huge fan of this shirt. It's got a lovely checkerboard pattern throughout the print on the chest. Very nice. Very subtle as well. You can't exactly make it out in this picture. You sort of can. I think it's a very nice design touch anyway. The collar is wonderful. I think Umbro are one of the best shirt makers out there. Definitely retro shirts. They made some absolute bangers. Goes up here, S tier. Absolutely wonderful. Umbro are going to be very high up, I think, because they've made some amazing shirts. And here's another one. The first Forest shirt with a collar from the 80s. This is the 88-90 shirt, and it's just phenomenal. It's got a little button at the top with a lovely collar, sort of reminiscent of the one on the current England away shirt-ish. It's got the lines, that's about it. But yeah, this is a wonderful shirt. Again, another shirt I'd love to own in the future. It's got this lovely design throughout the shirt. Yeah, I'm just a big fan of it. It's another S tier, boys. This is high S tier, one of the best shirts we've seen so far. It is amazing. And then we move on to the 90-92 shirt. Very similar to the shirt we just seen. Almost identical, to be honest. So, again, S tier. It's amazing. And then move on to the 92-94 shirt. And this is a certified hood classic. Look at it. Absolutely amazing. Brilliant collar. Lovely pinstripe design. The Forest logo in a shield is a very nice touch. Big fan of that. The Shipstone sponsor is iconic to Forest. Despite us not having it for years now, whenever I see a Shipstone sponsor, whenever I see Shipstones anywhere, automatically Forest. And this shirt does look lovely. Phenomenal shirt. It's another S tier from the lads. Umbro really smashed it with Forest shirts. I think it's almost as good as the 88 kit. Almost. Oh my god. Another Premier League banger for Nottingham Forest with a collar. This shirt is absolutely amazing. I would love to own a legit copy of this shirt because it is one of my favourites that we've ever done. Labatt's, again, iconic Forest sponsor, despite not being sponsored by them since. It looks absolutely amazing. It's got the Umbro design throughout the shirt, so when the light shines on it you can see that Umbro design. You can sort of see it in this picture. But yeah, it's just an amazing shirt. Big fan of that. People are saying black doesn't belong on a Forest shirt because of Derby, but I think it does. And this kit and the next kit are good reasons why we should have black on our home kits, because it makes some amazing shirts. This one, just ahead of the Shipstones. Very nice. And following that, we have the 96-98 Forest shirt, another Labatt shirt, another shirt from Umbro that is an absolute banger. Better than the shirt we just had a look at. The collar is amazing. The design throughout the shirt is wonderful. Again, another shirt that I'd love to own. Yeah, it just looks amazing. I love the black as it fades throughout the shirt. I think it's really nice. The stripes on the side as well look amazing. Wonderful. I think it's our second best shirt, definitely that we've looked at. Pinnacle Insurance. They've graced both great and terrible football shirts, but this is the 98-2000 shirt. No, this was the shirt just before I was born. Again, has a collar, centralized logo, absolutely amazing. But I do think the design is a bit too plain for my tastes. Yes, there are subtle stripes throughout the shirt's design, as you can see, but I think that just looks a little too plain in my opinion. Also, the blue of the Pinnacle sponsor kind of distracts from the rest of the shirt. It ruins the design of the shirt. And for that reason, it's only an A tier, but still a very solid shirt. I would not complain if I owned this shirt because it still looks nice, but it's not as good as the kits we've seen so far. Well, some of the kits. It's better than some of them as well. And this is the shirt of the year I was born, the 2000-2002 Forest shirt, and I don't like it. This is one of Umbro's first stinkers, and it's because of that white line thing they've got going on the front. Yeah, I'm not a fan. They got rid of the collar, replaced it with more of a modern one, which it's okay, but it's really those white lines on the front of the shirt that really turned me off. That is a D tier shirt. It's a shame that the shirt of my birth is such an L, because we've got some lovely Forest. We've had some lovely shirts. This one, it's an improvement. The 2002-03 shirt, big improvement to the one we saw. Got rid of those stupid white lines. Yeah, a more simple design for sure, but still a very nice looking shirt. I'm a fan of the more pointed collars than I am the rounded ones that we've had in recent years. This one's nice. It's clean, it's simple, it's back to basics. Got rid of that weird white line they had on the shirt. This is a B tier shirt. Better than that one, better than the 70s kit, but not as good as some of the ones we've seen. Iconic. Capital One is the most iconic Forest sponsor to me. That was the sponsor we had mostly when I was growing up, apart from Pinnacle. I don't really remember the Pinnacle eras. I'm more of a Capital One Victor Chandler type of guy. And this one is, no, it's a nice shirt. It's a nice shirt. It's very similar to the one we had previously. Almost identical, just with a different sponsor, maybe a few different design elements here and there, but I think in the long sleeve it looked a lot better. But if we're just judging off this picture, it is a C tier shirt, unfortunately. Probably just behind that Adidas one. Still a nice shirt, very iconic to my childhood, but I'm trying to not let that cloud my judgment of these shirts. Oh, but this one is much better. It's got the star on the sleeve, very cool design. I really like this Umbro design where they have like the pointed lines on the sleeves. They did it with some of the England shirts as well, and I really like those as well. I think this is a very nice shirt. Very plain, yes, but I think the white elements are done right by Umbro here. I'm a fan of this. A-tier shirt, very cool. And this one isn't as good. This is the 2006-07 shirt, and while yes, they've got the white elements that Umbro are known for, not as good on this shirt, I think. Yes, it is very similar to the England shirts they did, but I think the weird placement of the Umbro logo in comparison to the Forest logo is very odd on this shirt. Like, one's much higher up than the other. It looks very strange. I like the Forest stuff on the back of the neck bit. I don't know what you call it, the collar, I guess. I like that touch, but you're not going to see that when you're wearing it. It rubs me the wrong way. I'm not sure what it is about it, but I'm just not a fan of it. It's another D tier shirt from Umbro, I'm afraid. Don't get me wrong, it's better than that Pinnacle shirt, much better, but not something I'm fond of. It doesn't matter what happens in the shirt. If I don't like it, I don't like it. Now this one, the 2008-09 shirt, is a banger, and also has a little thing on the bottom. How did we win it? We were very good. Simple as that. You know what? I'm a fan of this shirt. The Capital One sponsor has grown a bit. It's got the little curve thing now. Not sure what that's about. Don't really care because the shirt looks lovely. The Forest shirt is encircled by the dates of the European Championships we won, flanked by 2 stars on either side. I'm a fan of that logo design. I think it's very cool. This one also has diagonal stripes in stripes going down the front of the shirt, which I really like as well. The Umbro logo is a bit high for my liking, as it was on the last shirt, but Umbro smashed it with this kit. It looks amazing. The little diamonds on one of the sleeves as well looks very cool. I'm not sure if it's on the other side, and just because of the picture you can't see it, but I like that touch anyway. A-tier shirt, just behind the pinstripe. Very cool. And then move on to the 2009-2010 shirt, and this one, first shirt with Victor Chandler on it. It's very nice. I'm a fan. It goes from a dark red stripes down into the solid Garibaldi red we know and love. Same badge as last time, flanked by the European Championship dates. Victor Chandler on the shirt. Although it's a betting sponsor, it does look nice, I must admit. As much as I don't like betting sponsors, Victor Chandler, it's okay. The Umbro logo has been brought down level with the Forest logo, as it should have been. And a nice crest of Nottingham inside the collar. Very cool. A weird looking collar, but one that actually works out quite nicely. I'm going to have to put it in B tier. But it's better than the Pinnacle shirt, I think. No, just behind the Pinnacle shirt. Still a very cool shirt though, nonetheless. And then we move on to this shirt, the 2010-11 shirt. The shirt I am wearing right now. As you can see, it's got some thick stripes in red down the centre, across the body. Very cool. There's not really much you can complain about, really. It's got the stripes on the sleeves as well. But this is a very red shirt, not as much white on it as in with previous shirts. But it is a nice shirt. I think the subtle lines in it are very nice design. But I think it's only a B tier shirt. I think if it had a bit more white on it, it'd be brilliant. But I don't know, it's too red for my liking. And then move on to this belter, the 2011-2012 shirt. And this one is very nice. It's got a lovely white collar. If this shirt, this design, had a collar, phenomenal. This one gets rid of those subtle red lines, which I'm such a fan of on this shirt. I think if they combined these two shirts, they would be amazing. Probably one of the best shirts we've ever had. But this one is still very solid, and while it has no design on it, it's definitely a more simpler, clean shirt design with a lovely collar. That's going. The bottom of A tier. This shirt, John Pye Auctions, another iconic Forest sponsor, but this shirt ain't it. The collar is nice, I'll give it that, but the shirt itself is not great at all. This is a huge Umbro L. It's actually an F tier Forest shirt in my opinion. I'm sorry if this is your favourite Forest shirt, but to me, it just looks awful. And then move on to Adidas with the 2013-2014 shirt. And you know what? People are clamouring for Adidas back purely down to their quality, and I don't blame them. But you've got to be a big team to get a nice Adidas design, and while this is decent, it's not great. It's not really proving Adidas's case that they make nice Forest shirts. While their quality is there, this one ain't it. I know this is from probably about almost 10 years in the past, but still doesn't look that great. D tier for me, but better than that Pinnacle shirt. My God, Pinnacle's going in F. I'm sorry, it's awful. This is a bit better. This is a better looking Forest shirt, the 2014-15 shirt. It's got some subtle stripes in the design. I think it's nice. It's crazy how something so simple as just a few little stripes can really improve your design. This is a C tier shirt. Bottom of C tier, mind you, but still C tier nonetheless. Ah, the 150-year Forest shirt. Now, while we were under some questionable ownership during this time, in 15-16, it is still a very, very nice shirt. I'm a fan of the red and the gold, and yeah, I just think it looks really nice. I'm not sure what this gold band is down the bottom. That always struck me as a bit odd, but I guess it's in keeping with the cuffs of the shirt, I guess. The collar is nice, and yeah, the gold works really well on this shirt. I'm a big fan of it. I need to pick one up myself without the sponsor if I can. This is a solid A tier shirt. I think it's just ahead of that Victor Chandler one. Very nice, very nice. Ah, this shirt, a very iconic Forest shirt in my opinion, because if you looked at Nottingham Forest players on Google, or past Nottingham Forest players, a lot of them have a picture in this shirt. But it's not a bad shirt, despite the massive sponsor ruining it. 888 Sport looks fucking awful on this shirt, but the stripes on the shirt look lovely. The buttons as well, quite nice. Big fan of that, even if there is no any collar on it, if you know what I mean, like no flaps. But this is one of Adidas's best Forest shirts. Very cool. Yeah, big fan of the stripes. The sponsor does ruin it, which will bring it down a few marks. But it's a high C tier for sure. It's just that sponsor, not a fan. I think it just goes behind Capital One. And yep, 888 Sport strike again, ruining what would have been a brilliant shirt. Now this is definitely a homage to the older pinstripe shirts we've seen. And while they do it, the sponsor ruins it. And I think if there was a lovely collar on the shirt, it would look much better. Despite that though, it does look quite nice. It's just the 888 ruins it once again. Why is that sponsor so shit? We'll never know. Yeah, end of C tier. If both those shirts did not have 888 on them, they look far better than they do. That's just how it is. 2018-2019 shirt. Our first shirt with Macron, and they gave us a lovely collar. How nice of them. Also, striped designs similar to this one. Similar to our 2008-2009 shirt with the stripes with the diagonal lines in them. This is a nice design shirt. Shame we have another betting sponsor, BetBright. Does take away from the shirt a bit, but this is still a very lovely looking shirt despite that. I'm a fan. It's our first shirt with Macron. I think Macron have made some brilliant Forest shirts, and it has that loving feeling on the inset of the collar, which is even better. I'd say it's a solid B tier shirt. It's quite nice. And then move on to this shirt. Now this is another Macron shirt. I like it. I know it's a different mannequin to the one we've just had a look at, but this is a nice looking shirt. I love the designs with like the diamonds in the different reds made up of lines. I think it's very cool. It's a shame about the Football Index sponsor. Not a great sponsor at all. I'm a fan of the design. I think it's a bit too red though, like it was for that other Forest shirt. Decent design. I think if it was without the sponsor, it'd be a brilliant shirt. But the sponsor does drop it down to a C tier. I think that's fair. Oh boy. This kit, the 2020-2021 kit, is not great. Very plain. Fine design on the collar and the cuffs, but the shirt itself is very plain. Doesn't feel like much effort was put into it. The sponsor again ruins it. Yeah, it's just a very boring shirt. I think it's F tier. Oh, this shirt is fucking amazing. Yeah, this is the first Forest shirt I'd bought in a long time, but I'm a big fan of it. Now, it's hard to not take this away from the promotion winning campaign we went on. That in itself boosts the shirt. I think the shirt's design is lovely. The sponsor works really well. It is botched, it stands out, but it just works with the shirt in my opinion. The lovely chevron design throughout the shirt is very nice. The collar, lovely. Yeah, this is a very solid Forest shirt. I'm a big fan of it. I need to get myself another one because the one I do have has been signed. Yeah, A tier, solid A tier, probably just in front of this Capital One shirt. It looks amazing. It's our best Macron shirt, I'll put it that way. And then we have our first Premier League shirt in 23 years, the 22-23 kit, another Macron shirt, and almost a banger. I'm a big fan of the Trent Bridge design on the sleeves, down the side and on the collar. I think it's a lovely touch. I would prefer it to be an all-over design, or just on the front instead of on the sleeves, if that makes any sense, because it is a brilliant design that I think deserves more attention throughout the shirt. But yeah, it does look plain, and I think they could have done more with the design. I do like it. It's definitely an A tier shirt for sure, but it's whereabouts in A tier I put it, because it's not as good as last season's. I think I'm going to stick it just ahead of this Victor Chandler one, just behind the 150th anniversary shirt, because it is a very nice looking shirt. I'll say that till the end of the time, because I really like this shirt, and hopefully next year, should we stay in the Premier League, we'll have an even better shirt. And yeah, I think that is all the home shirts I've got to rank for us today. We've had some bangers, we've had some stinkers, but I think every football club is the same. I don't think there's any club that has had pure banger after banger after banger after banger for their entire existence. If you think there is, please let me know. But this is also my subjective opinion. You may love some of these shirts that I've put in F tier, and you'd be wrong, but you're welcome to that opinion. I've been O2GT. This has been my Forest shirt ranking video. Hope you have enjoyed, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.